Hey everyone, this is Ken Souter, and today is May 15th. Very important day in my life is the day that I met my wife. 1994, I believe. And I just want to do a short video on that, how we met, and as an encouragement to others who may be wanting to get married, but don't want to just get married to get married. They want to get married to the right person. I mean, I think that should be the number one important thing stressed today, that you do marry in the Lord. If you're a Christian, that should be the number one qualification. Is this person I'm going to marry a true Christian, following after the Lord, showing the fruits of salvation, attending a church regularly, student of the Word, all those things. That's what I was looking for. I didn't want to just marry anybody for the sake of getting married. So I had to wait. I was 42 years old when I met Liz. And I thought I would probably never get married, although I did want to. Had a couple of opportunities. Didn't quite feel right. I think the Lord kind of said, no, wait on me. And that's what I did. I just kept in my mind the fact that God says, wait on me, wait on me, wait on me. And it's hard to wait. It really, really is. It gets so discouraging. Nothing's ever going to happen. Like Sarah in the Old Testament, she had to speed things along, right? Give Abraham her handmaid, Hagar, to produce the promised child. And I knew all those things. So I waited. And the good thing was I was kind of busy. I was going to night school, earning my degree, and working at the same time. So I really didn't have a lot of time to really even develop a relationship if I did meet somebody. But still in the back of my mind, I did want to be married. I got to say, I had a terrible example in my parents. They were not equally yoked. And it was nothing but fighting all the time. And I certainly didn't want to get in that situation because I believe marriage is for life. I think people get divorced today and they think just because the state says you're divorced. I don't believe the Bible teaches that. Once you get married, you're legally married. You are until death do you part. It's just that simple. But anyway, that was my feeling. I know a lot of good believers believe differently, and I didn't want to marry a divorced woman. I wanted somebody who was never married before. So I had a high bar, high standards, but I said I'd rather not get married than to get married to the wrong person, just because I wanted to force the issue. Does that resonate with anybody? It should. It should. You think, well, that's impossible. How are you ever going to find anybody? You're just not going to find anybody. You're going to be single all your life. 42 years old, what are the chances of finding somebody else near that age group and getting married? It's impossible. But hey, here's the thing. What's impossible with man is possible with God. Providence. God will arrange it. God can arrange it if you wait on him and trust him. So anyway, long story short, home on a Saturday night, phone rings. Hey, this is Larry and Karen. We're going to church in Lawrenceville tomorrow. Would you like to go with us? Now, Larry and Karen were missionaries in Ghana, West Africa. They were home. You know how missionaries do. They go to all their supporting churches and give a report and what's going on and how you can pray for them and all that sort of thing. And so I said, sure, I'll go. Now, Lawrenceville, New Jersey is about an hour drive, maybe 45 minutes. So they picked me up in the morning. We went over there, joined in the Sunday school, joined in the church. And as it turned out, there was a potluck dinner afterwards, which was great because that's when I got to talk to Liz. Between Sunday school and church, we talked a little bit out in the Narthex, which was awesome. We talked about theology. and Reformed theology at that, no less. I thought, wow, here's somebody that looks to be about my age. Some people think she's a lot younger. Well, she's younger, but not a lot younger. But so we're talking, enjoying the conversation. And then there's the dinner. Now, she didn't sit down at a table anywhere. She was in the kitchen. She was helping to serve and that sort of thing and cleaning up afterwards. But she did bring a bowl of potato salad, which I asked her where it was, and she told me, and I did eat some of it. It was, as it turned out, very good. Very, very good. And so, the dinner was over, and now I'm thinking, now what? I'm very interested in Liz. I'd like to know if she's married. You just can't ask her that. I thought she could have been married. I was looking for a ring. I didn't see a ring. But here was the big thing. I didn't want to marry a divorced person. There's just too much baggage there. I'm sorry. I didn't want that. So my big question was she divorced? I thought she had to be. At this age? I mean, back then I thought, wow, she's got to be 30s, late 30s maybe. I'm 42. Well, as it turned out, she's kind of close to me, a little younger, but not too much younger, and very attractive in every way. And so what are you going to do? Well, service was over, tables were all cleaned up. She's heading out. I say hello. I say goodbye. I say to her, I loved your potato salad. I didn't know what else to say. Hey, it's hard being a guy. What do you say, right? Hey, I want to date you. Can you give me your phone number? I'm not that bold. But anyway, she laughed and she was out the door, and I watched her drive off, and I thought, well, there goes another one. And then I slept on it Sunday night into Monday, and I thought, what the heck? I can call the pastor. I got to kind of know him a little bit while I was there. So I'll call the pastor, just see what information he might give me. And so I did. I called him. I called the church. He was there. Usually pastors are off on Monday, but he answered the phone. And said, yeah, I remember who you are and all that, and how you doing, and this and that. Liz really liked this guy. He was really a good pastor, good preacher, nice guy. And so I told him, I said, I'd met Liz, and I just want to ask you a few questions, if that's okay. He said, sure, go right ahead. He was very, very agreeable to all that. And so I asked my questions. Is she single? Yep, she's single. Is she divorced? No, I don't think so. I think she was never married. She's a nurse in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. Trenton, New Jersey, in the worst parts of Trenton, New Jersey, which I thought was interesting. Kind of dangerous. But anyway, this is what she did, and he had nothing but high marks. She's wonderful, she's this, she's that. And wow. Well, the only thing left now is to say, can you give me your phone number? And he agreed. He said, sure, I think I can give you her phone number. So he looked up her phone number and gave me her phone number. And then with my hands sweating and my heart pounding, I gave her a call and told her who I was and all that. I don't think she was totally surprised. I've come to find later that my potato salad comment kind of let her know that I was interested. And we tried to set up the first date. She was so busy. She had so many things going on. I think it took about a month or 6 weeks before I could actually meet up with her. Hey. And then on top of that, she had just signed on a house. She was going to buy a house, her first house, on top of it. So, hey, whatever. But we were able to set up a date. Out.
Okay, it's ready.
So we were able to, she just let me know it's lunch, it's dinner time, so I got to speed up my video here. Anyway, we went out to Olive Garden in Willow Grove for our first date. And I'll speed this up. We had a good time. We had been dating, then we went back and forth between New Jersey and Pennsylvania. She did buy the house. It was a lovely house. But eventually we sold it and moved. She moved to Pennsylvania, where I had lived. And so that's kind of how it worked. And what I want to leave you with is, if you're a Christian and you're kind of saying, yeah, I agree with what you say. I don't want to marry just anybody. I want to marry the Lord's choice for me, and I believe he does have one for you. You should trust in the Lord and wait. And Abraham made a promise to Sarah that they would have a child in their old age. This was too much for both Abraham and Sarah to believe. So Sarah came up with an alternative plan to kind of speed things up. And isn't that how we are? We want to speed things up. We don't want to wait. Waiting is the best because you really get to know who you are and you really trust in the Lord, which is a very good thing. Learning to wait is a very good thing in the Christian life. So anyway, we got married May 16th, 1998. And tomorrow will be 28 years of marriage. Oh, we've had a few fights. Hey, you learn to get over them, get right back. But overall, I have no regrets. I know that the Lord brought us together. And I just know that if that's what he did for us, that's what he can do for you. He will give you the desires of your heart if they're the right desires. Okay. I think Psalms 37 became one of my go-to passages in the scriptures about waiting on the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. So that's our story. I just wanted to do this short video today. Tomorrow's our anniversary. We're looking forward to it. We're going down to the beach. We've done a lot of traveling together. We like the beach. We like traveling. And we like growing old together. Praise God. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not unto thy own understanding. And in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Praise God. Thanks for watching.